Good morning, Enid. It is Thursday, September 6th. Welcome back. It's good to see you again. Thank you for joining us on this rainy Thursday morning. Currently, we're at 70 degrees and working our way to a high around 78 degrees. Welcome, Erin Cvetnic, our new co-host to Good Morning Enid. And we're excited that you have decided to join us here on this September 6th. Grab a cup of coffee because Erin and I will have some news, weather, sports. We're going to do it all this morning. We have a very special guest in regards to Make-A-Wish, Oklahoma, and that's all coming up in the next 30 minutes. So, again, we're live streaming around the globe at enidtv.org and also coming to you live on Channel 12 and 112. This is Good Morning Enid. It's time to rise and shine.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. As Steve said, it's going to be a rainy morning, so let's take a look at that bus stop forecast and see what's in store for us. Looks like it's currently around 70 degrees, and tonight's going to get to a high of 78. Oh, it's actually pretty low today for August. Or I guess it's September already.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
I'm sorry, you got to move forward. It's September, Erin.
Oh my gosh, it's going so fast. Cloudy skies with scattered thunderstorms later on today. Winds are pretty low, only 5 to 10 miles an hour, but overall, I mean, I can't complain when it's under 80 degrees. Even if it's raining.
Yeah, very impressive. Getting close to fall weather.
Mm-hmm.
And if we take a look at the 3-day forecast, I look at this and I'm reminded of our good friend Sarah. She would really enjoy that Sunday temperature of 57 degrees. But as we said last week, Sarah's leaving us. She's a mom and will be mom number 2 here in a few weeks. So we want to dedicate this 3-day forecast to her. You can see 70s for the next 3 days and a very cool 50-some degrees coming up on Sunday morning. Quick look at the radar if we can. We had a really great rainstorm in Enid yesterday. We had some pictures of the lake at my house. But you can see with the front is pushed through that blue line. Below the blue line, the winds are out of the south, and above it, the winds are out of the north. Our winds are out of the north at 5-10 miles per hour here in Enid. So you can see where the storms have moved off over to the east. However, they're expected to kind of regain momentum later on this afternoon. Well, on this day in history, let's do a little comparison game. On this day in history, the temperatures were really pretty warm, like it can be in September. Erin, I recall Labor Day was always 100-some degrees. Well, in 1998 it was at 106, and then look at that, 49 degrees in 1918. So it's kind of fun to see those record highs and lows on September 6th in Enid.
I think I prefer the 70 degrees we have today, though.
Mm-hmm. Pretty nice. It's 7:33, and again, thank you for joining us. And well, I guess we got to talk about food.
Oh yeah,
school.
Always school menu. Yeah.
So.
Oh, there we go. Looks like we're having chicken tetrazzini. I have no idea what tetrazzini is. Sounds maybe Italian.
Maybe.
Peas and carrots, broccoli, banana, hot roll, and milk. And then tomorrow, pizza, salad, steamed corn, mixed fruit, and milk. Sounds like 2 Italian days in a row.
Yeah, I think Friday's the day to go to school.
Yeah, pizza's definitely
not sure.
the place to be.
Well, again, it's 7:34, and as I mentioned earlier, Erin and I will be your host throughout the show today. Derek Silas is on special assignment, and so we'll do the Oklahoma Minute, and we always have the Oklahoma Minute at this time to give you an update on some of the news and events that have happened overnight. Out of the governor's office, there's an event that comes up every September, and Governor Fallin has announced that the Feeding Oklahoma Drive event will kick off on October 1, a little less than a month. The goal is raising enough food and funds to provide 2 million meals to families and seniors living in hunger here in Oklahoma. That's incredible, 2 million meals. And all donations are tax deductible. Anyway, out of the governor's office yesterday, Governor Fallin announced the kickoff of Feeding Oklahoma food drive. I'd like to remind everybody that this evening we have the City Council meetings. The study session will get underway at 5 p.m. and you can see that live on channel 12 and 112. We're also live streaming the council meeting at enidtv.org. That's the website that you can see the live streaming. And at 6:30 this evening, we'll have the city council, actual council meeting. Study session at 5 and the council meeting at 6:30. Well, the construction projects continue in Oklahoma, or also in Enid, I should say. And the Van Buren Bridge, that's going to be totally revamped here in the next few months. Well, starting Tuesday on September 11th, the bridge will be narrowed down to one lane going north and one lane going south. So the one lane in each direction, and that will be on Tuesday, September 11th, when the closure of the one lane. And I think their first project was removing some of the light poles in the area. Well, anyway, the total remodel of the overpass bridge on Van Buren begins next Tuesday. Well, let's talk football for a little bit. The Sooners moved up into the coaches poll and the AP poll. The Sooners are ranked 5th in the coaches poll. And you can see in the Associated Press poll, they're at number 6, I believe. And then we'd like to remind you that Oklahoma State, they have moved up in the polls as well. I think they're ranked 23rd in the coaches poll. And then, of course, there's games for Saturday. The Sooners will play in Norman. They welcome UCLA, then Oklahoma State. They're going to play South Alabama. And then the University of Tulsa, the TU Golden Hurricane, will travel down to Austin to play Texas. So that's the sports for us this morning at 7:36. And on this day in history, for you history buffs, Little Willie was the first tank produced, and this was produced in England in 1915. Weighed close to 14 tons, and it roared at 2 miles per hour. 1915, Erin, was the first tank produced, Little Willie. And that's the Oklahoma Minute. So it's 7:37. That's a lot of news.
Yeah, always some great facts in that Oklahoma Minute.
Well, if you have photos, and maybe we have a photo that we can show you in regard to, well, I guess we don't have that picture. Take my word for it. There was a lake in my front yard yesterday. It rained so hard, and I was southeast of the city where I live, and of course it's very flat. And anyway, I had quite a lake. It was interesting. So I took a picture of it. I enjoyed the picture. Anyway, if you have a photo that you want to send us this fall when the leaves start to turn, and just some pretty photos, if you will, you can send them to gme@enid.org. Okay, it's enough for me talking. It's your turn, Erin.
Tired of talking now?
It's time now for What's Happening, and Erin will keep us updated on what's happening in Enid.
Yes, we have quite a few events since this is the beginning of September, even though in my mind I still think it's August. There is First Friday this Friday. It runs from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and this, it also has the 5K foam fun run that I mentioned in last week's events. The run starts at 7 p.m. It's in downtown Enid on the courthouse lawn. There'll be live music, vendors, and stores will be open late for First Friday. If you want to see which stores are going to be open late, check out the mainstreetenid.org website. The run, all benefits go to the United Way of Enid and Northwestern Oklahoma. It is $30 to run. You can register now online, or you can register at 6 p.m. before the event. There will be T-shirts, giveaways, food trucks, and for the two winners, male and female, there will be 4 sweet tickets to OSU versus Texas Tech for the 2 winners. On Saturday, we have the Walk for Our Kids. That is running from 10 a.m. for the rides, and it starts at 11 a.m. for the walk. It's at Meadow Lake Park. All proceeds benefit For Our Kids Foundation for individuals with special needs. The top 3 teams that raise the most amount of money for this organization win prizes. It's a walk around the parking lot down at Meadow Lake Park in honor to honor those with special needs. There'll be food trucks, rides, carnival games, and a silent auction. So definitely a great event to bring the kids, bring anyone. It'll be really fun. Rides, carnival games, can't miss it. Also on Saturday, if you have a dog and you are a dog lover, there is the Doggy Dip at the Champlin Pool from 2 to 6 p.m. You can bring your dogs to swim in the Champlin Pool. Unfortunately, you can't swim with them because it is an Oklahoma law to not allow humans to swim with dogs in public pools, but your dogs can go and have a fun time with the other puppies. It's $3 for the dogs to swim, and it is raising money for the Enid Police Department Canine Fund. So another great event, especially if you have a puppy that loves to play with other dogs. And finally, The last two shows that we watched, we mentioned this. It was the 71st Annual Air Force Ball. It's on Saturday as well. It is 6 p.m. for the social and 7 p.m. for the dinner and ball. It's at the Central National Bank Center. It's the second time ever open to the public, so definitely a great opportunity to go to this Air Force Ball. It is black tie or 1940s attire for civilians and mess dress for military. $85 for general seating, and the price for military is based on rank. And there will be live music by St. Louis Big Band. So definitely another great event and supporting a great cause. So that's what's happening this weekend.
As usual.
Yeah.
Many, many events.
Ton.
And I think sometimes when I look in my closet, my wife will say, you know, that kind of looks 1940s. When are you going to get rid of that? So,
well, you have a perfect outfit then.
have a perfect outfit for that. Good morning, Enid. It's 7:40 on this Thursday morning, September 6th. We're holding steady at 70 degrees. However, the forecast high is 78 degrees. Had the opportunity to sit down and visit with Erin Clepper. Erin, as you know, is a radio personality here in Enid and with Williams Broadcasting. And Erin has an annual fundraiser in regard to Make-A-Wish Oklahoma. And so that's what our interview is about here on Good Morning Enid. We have a little promo that we want to show you to introduce what Make-A-Wish Oklahoma is all about.
Sometimes one moment changes everything. One song, one game, one adventure, one mission. For a child battling a critical illness, a wish come true can be a turning point. You can transform lives, one wish at a time. Visit Make-A-Wish online to help grant more life-changing wishes.
Good morning, Enid. Thanks for joining us for our very special segment that we always involved in a local guest. And our special guest today is Erin Clepper. And everybody's familiar with Alan's voice, maybe not his looks, but his voice. His voice is everywhere. Erin Clepper from Williams Broadcasting. Good morning, Enid. Alan, thank you for being here.
Great face for radio. That's what they always say, right?
Well, Alan has a connection with Make-A-Wish Oklahoma, and we'll talk about his connection in just a moment. But I'd like to share with you this information. Make-A-Wish Oklahoma grants the wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions to enrich the human experience with hope, strength, and joy. Since being founded in 1982, the Oklahoma chapter of Make-A-Wish has granted more than 2,500 wishes to eligible Oklahoma children. We're all familiar with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, but this morning's emphasis is on Make-A-Wish Oklahoma. 152 wishes, Alan, were completed in Oklahoma over the past year that ended in August, just, days ago. So can you tell us what kind of wishes are granted for these Oklahoma kids?
It's really pretty much whatever they desire. There have been wishes granted that are simple from the standpoint of as simple as somebody wants to go to Disneyland. And so they set up the trip, they go to Disneyland. Some of them are more complicated. One wish that comes to mind is one of the students wanted to be a Jedi Knight for a day with Star Wars. And at the onset, that seems simple to say that, but Make-A-Wish takes those desires and puts them on steroids. There was one young man from Perry that wanted a makeover for his car. He said he just wanted some new wheels and maybe some seat covers. Well, they came and got his car and completely redid the car, repainted it, leather upholstery, stereo system that would be the envy of any sound system store anywhere, and did several $1,000s renovation on his car, and turns around and gave him a true muscle car that looked like it came right off the showroom floor. So swimming with dolphins, cruises, Disneyland, Legoland. Essentially, if the child's imagination dictates what the wish is.
Well, I think when we think of Make-A-Wish Foundation, we often think of either Disneyland or Disney World, and to become that princess or the character that it is. Oftentimes here in Oklahoma, we'll see a young person take a picture with Thunder players. Their wish is to sit on the bench with Russell Westbrook or something like that, or even meeting. I remember a time of I wish a child wanted to meet with Bob Stoops, and I'm sure it's the same thing at Oklahoma State. So some of these wishes aren't necessarily as elaborate as you've shared of going to West and East Coast, but also right here in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Well, let's start at the beginning, Alan. Tell us, I've known you for almost 5 years, and you've been involved, yes, I know, you've been involved with Make-A-Wish Oklahoma for quite some time. So let's back up to the beginning.
Okay.
Tell us why you are involved.
You want the long version or the short version?
Let's go with
The
one in the
medium?
middle.
All right. One Sunday afternoon, I was watching ESPN. They did a feature story on Make-A-Wish, and it planted a seed. I went back to the studios the next day, contacted Make-A-Wish Oklahoma. The lady said, I asked Jane Roweeder, I said, is there any desire for kids to be a disc jockey for a day, something like that? And she said, well, no, but there's always the desire to raise money for Make-A-Wish, and to be honest with you, in northern and northwest Oklahoma, we don't have much presence there. There's very little knowledge of the people of northwest Oklahoma about Make-A-Wish. That started the wheels turning. One thing led to another, and this is the very, very short version of the story because it took about a full day for all the players to come together, a Sunday afternoon show on ESPN, a Monday morning phone call by Monday afternoon. Everybody that was going to be a part of it was a part of it. That's when I knew it was a God thing, and here we are. So that's the very, very short version. Very short version.
Well, it's the version we're going to go with,
Okay.
and I appreciate you sharing that. Locally, I want to share with our Good Morning Enid viewers, Make-A-Wish Oklahoma is local. It has its own 501c3 nonprofit registration, and they spend 100% of their wish granting budget on Oklahoma children. And through the 20-some years that I've been raising money for Special Olympics Oklahoma, it was always important that I shared that this is Special Olympics, but it's Special Olympics Oklahoma.
right.
How important is it to you when you talk about your involvement in Make-A-Wish that it is kind of northwest Oklahoma for you, Oklahoma especially?
It makes a difference because I don't want to come out here in Enid, sit on a street corner and say, donate money to this cause, and then 10% of it stay in Oklahoma, let alone Enid. In Make-A-Wish's situation, every wish that's granted is going to be an Oklahoma wish. Many come from right here in Enid, or at least the surrounding area. So when I say that, it could be a Perry, it could be a Medford, it could be an Alva or a Woodward, but it's all northwest Oklahoma is where they try to keep the wishes obviously here. Now, if somebody in Godebo wants to have a wish made and there's money available, they're going to do it.
Sure.
But it does stay in Oklahoma because Make-A-Wish Oklahoma is in itself a nonprofit organization, like you said. So I think it's really important.
I'd like to remind everybody this morning that if you want to find out more information about Make-A-Wish Oklahoma, you can go to oklahoma.wish.org. It is oklahoma.wish.org. Well, one of the reasons that you're here, Alan, this morning on Good Morning Enid is you got an event coming up on Friday, September 7th. It's been an annual event, and believe it or not, September, wow, it's here.
It's here.
And so your event is here. Tell us about your annual fundraising event.
Friday, September 7th at the corner of Van Buren and Owen K. Garriott. Part of that original day of planning, I actually do the broadcast from underwater using scuba gear. It has nothing to do with Make-A-Wish. It's just sort of like the sideshow at the circus where you got the goofball in the cage or the magician over. It's a sideshow.
Pay money to come look at the guy in the tank.
Kind of. It's a gimmick to get you there. I'll just admit that right now. The scuba part is just simply part of the show. But this year we're going to do something a little different. I will be under the water in a huge tank, and you and everybody here at Enid Television Network can put on a scuba mask and join me in the tank for $25. Just part of the fundraising thing. So if you've never done
And it's
scuba diving,
$50 not to participate.
right, it's $50 if you don't get in the tank, Steve. So it's kind of a mandatory thing for you. But
Okay.
but that part is just for fun. I know for sure the Enid High Palm Squad's going to be there with us. We've got a lot of different volunteers who are going to be standing on the street corners, all 4 street corners, I think. But we'll have buckets, so you just drive in, drive through the parking lot. You'll see us there. It will be very obvious where we are.
And when does this start on Friday, September 7th?
Before the sun comes up.
Okay, because you're going to be on the air
Yeah,
like you
doing the
typically
morning
are.
show. It'll be around 6:30 by the time things really start rolling. So anytime on your way to work or school, we'll also be there all through the day. So lunch hour, after school, after work, we'll still be there. It'll be a good 12-hour broadcast.
So if you want to help Alan Clepper stay underwater even though oftentimes he
Oh.
is underwater
Yeah.
7 days a week, he will actually be in water in a tank. However, all the funds raised to go to Make-A-Wish, Oklahoma. Starts at dark 30 in the morning, as you said, and you'll
Right.
be in the water broadcasting for several hours?
I plan, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise and the tub doesn't run over. No, I plan on being in there all day long. That's my game plan. So we'll just see. 2 years ago, health matters hit, ear infection, and I didn't get to go into the water at all. So yeah.
So for the last couple times that you've done this event, that you've raised money, can you kind of just share with the audience, what kind of funds are we talking about?
It has varied. It has varied so much. One year we raised $15,000 to $20,000. The next year we raised maybe 10. Last year just happened to be the same week that the hurricane hit Houston. And so all of the anybody's that would want to volunteer to be anything or do anything, those people that really give extra, most of them were on I-35 headed south to help out with the Houston hurricane. So last year's funding was a lot less than normal. So I don't count last year. So to answer the question, between 5,000 and 10,000.
As we close out our visit this morning, how can folks assist you again in your fundraising event that will take place early Friday morning throughout the day on Friday, September 7th? How can they help?
It's as simple as literally driving through. We're going to have people right there. You just roll down your window saying, where do I put my money? You can take that extra change from the drive-through. We've all got a dollar. If 1,000 people come by, drop a dollar, that's $1,000.
And your water tank is located where?
It'll
again?
be at the corner of Van Buren and Garriott.
Okay.
Big parking lot right there. Can I see, you may say the business?
Sure.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Is that on the northwest
It's
corner?
Galaxy Mattress.
Okay, northwest corner of that intersection.
And we'll be there all day long. The gang across the street at RSVP will be helping us do stuff. Like I said, the Enid Palm Squad. You will know we're there. This year it's going to be huge. The other way you can help, if you want to go ahead and contact me directly or contact KOFM with our KOFM.com website, or even through Steve here at the Enid Television Network, I would love a bank president to step forward and go, first wish is on me. Just drop the $7,500 check to Make-A-Wish, Oklahoma, and we can start with that. That would be cool. Enid Television.
Very, very
people.
cool. So we'll start writing big checks.
I'm just saying, let's do this thing.
Alan Clepper,
Thank you, my friend.
thank you very much.
I'm still not sure what to do with my hands. I'm in radio. What am I supposed
Cue
to
up records, what you do.
I feel like Ricky Bobby sometimes.
Okay. That's another.
Is that a
interview.
rap? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, we're through. Make-A-Wish, Oklahoma. It is oklahoma.wish.org, and as Alan said, you can visit the KOFM.com website to learn more about his fundraising event, all to benefit the Make-A-Wish kids here in Oklahoma. So for Good Morning Enid, thanks for joining us. Alan Clepper, Make-A-Wish, a great combination. Thank you again, Alan Clepper, for your contribution in the community to Make-A-Wish, Oklahoma. 7:53 on this Thursday morning, September 6th. Erin, what's next?
I think we have Kevin with some great events over at that Central National Bank Center. So out to you, Kevin.
Welcome inside the Central National Bank Center. I'm the General Manager, Kevin Boryczki. A lot going on in September, and it starts this Saturday with the Air Force Community Ball going to take place right here behind us. Tickets are still available. They start at $85 for an individual. If you want to get a table of 10 for 10 of your closest friends or your company, a table is $750, so you'll save $10 a ticket. It's going to be a great night, one of the probably most elegant events you'll see in Enid, and a great way for the community to support Vance Air Force Base. Vance Air Force Base is a big part of this community, and this community is very supportive of Vance, and this is just another way for the community to show their support for the Vance Air Force Base. A really cool event. You're going to have a top-notch meal, great entertainment, awesome production. It's just the atmosphere all together is just incredible. A really elegant event, and encourage you to come and attend. Tickets still are available, and that is this Saturday. Event starts at 6 o'clock. Other things going on in September. On September 23rd, we have Ronnie Millsap, country legend going to be right here on stage at the Central National Bank Center. That again is Sunday, September 23rd. Tickets for that start at $39 and are still available, and a pretty good deal to see a legend who has 40 #1 country hits. And then on September 27th, we have Jay Owenhouse, the authentic illusionist, going to be here. He was here a few years ago, and the show's just amazing. You sit there thinking, how did he do that? What just happened? A really cool event and something completely different than we usually have. So a great show for the family, and tickets for that start at only $29. There is a VIP meet and greet for $69 where you can meet him before the show. Other things we have coming up later on in the year, we have Matthew West, Jeremy Camp, and that's coming on November 8th. We have Paw Patrol, 3 shows, November 27th and 28th, and our Christmas show, December 5th, Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin Brothers, Country and Christmas. It's going to be a great time. We're doing a pre-show dinner before that as well, so you can do dinner and a show, and a great way to kick off the holiday season. So a lot coming up here at the Central National Bank Center. We really have something for everyone. For more information and tickets, cnbcenter.com. Call 855-TICKS-ENID, or just stop by and see us at the 2nd floor of Convention Hall at the Central National Bank Center. Until next time, we'll send it back into the studio with you, Steve.
Thank you, Kevin. And as once again, just tremendous amount of events that are taking place at the event center, and we appreciate that update. Okay, let's talk high school football, Erin. Friday Night Lights. We have some of the area games. We have a game that's for tonight. The Timberlake and Kremlin Hillsdale, that is a game for tonight. But everything else that you see up there, the Chisholm game at Bethany, and then Meeker comes to my old hometown of Perry. That will be a Friday night game. So there's a one Thursday, and the rest of those, Kingfisher, Hennessy, is on Friday Night Lights. Okay, Minnesota Viking fan that you are. NFL gets underway tonight as well.
Starting game tonight. And
who's playing?
It is
the Birds?
The Birds, yeah. The 2 big teams are playing tonight, the Falcons and the Eagles, I think.
Yes.
Yes, and the Vikings start on Sunday, so definitely watch that game.
So due to networks, the pro season gets underway tonight. However, the rest of the league, if you will, starts on Sunday. Okay, let's do the 3-day weather. And Erin, give us some good news on what the weather looks like.
Sarah would love this weather. 70 degrees across the boards and 60 and 50 on the lows. So definitely great weather. And it's even mostly sunny on Sunday. 79, mostly sunny, and 57. It looks like it's going to be a wonderful weekend.
That's a fall day.
Yes.
Sunday is a fall day for us here in Oklahoma. The entire interview that I had with Alan Clepper will air at 8 o'clock this morning in about 3 minutes. So if your schedule permits, you may want to hang around and watch that entire interview that I did with Alan Clepper on Make-A-Wish, Oklahoma. Okay.
And we have a pet, lemon meringue, a puppy. So let's send it to Charlotte and see lemon meringue.
Hi, good morning. I'm Charlotte, and this is Lemon Meringue. Lemon Meringue's in Penn 29, and she is a 1-year-old Shepherd Lab mix. She's looking for her forever home. So we're going to be at the Expo Center this weekend, so come by and meet Lemon Meringue. Oh no.
Thank you, Charlotte. Lemon meringue. If there's not enough events for you to do this weekend, you can go to the Capitol, the Oklahoma History Center. Governor Fallon's September Fest kicks off this weekend as well. That is Saturday, September 8th. It's at the History Center. September Fest, and it's all opportunity for you to go to the governor's mansion and things of this nature in Oklahoma City. Okay, Erin, great job. Welcome as co-host on Good Morning Enid. We've got 10 seconds to say goodbye.
Right.
Any big plans today in engineering?
I don't think so. Just more about that Van Buren closing, so don't forget about that.
Okay. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday, September 6th. Make it a great day, everyone. Good morning, Enid.